cannot miss what you have never seen before.
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to The Surge. This is episode 2. The first episode, I went out and there's just a bunch of sounds happening. I went out of my way on episode 1 to make sure it was all working correctly, and it was, surprisingly enough. I'm very surprised. I'm going to lower the volume in my headphones a little bit, just in case. I'm going to push it a little bit more. I've got my timer at 20 minutes, and I've got the game recording 30-second clips. Now, immediately I want to start off by talking about the music that's playing right now. Or that's not playing right now. Interesting. Oh, no, my headphones are just that low. So this song, you're going to be hearing this fucking song a lot. Every time you're in the med bay, this song plays every single time. It's now burned into my head. Next, I want to talk about your core. So, I sat in a really uncomfortable position, and I'm just going to have to deal with that for 18 minutes. It says here, you know, your core is your level, right? You hold down X to increase your core power. Basically, I'm now level 11. That's how it works. Very few things go up when that happens. The most important thing that goes up is your core power consumption. It's exactly what your level is. So I have 11 power core consumption. I'll explain that in a bit. Hold down triangle, and you'll be able to bank your tech scrap, which is your souls in this game. Very important to do that all the time, because you will just keep losing your fucking tech scrap if you don't do it. Implants. Here's where you can add and change implants. As you can see, at level 15, you can get more slots for your implants. Right now, we can put this thing that we got earlier, the medical audit. It displays enemy health gauges. So now we have that, and we have our healing thing. Healing injectables are limited, but, you know, you'll work with it. And here is our rig. Now, because I have the DLC for the PS4, I can do this. Change the look of the... So this is what it looks like normally. This is the PS4 exclusive blue rig. It works. But also, because I have the PS4, we have all of these rigs that we can pick up and use also. Yeah, those are options. I've never used any of these before. I think I'm going to go with this one for a bit.
Restored. Checking database. Gear voucher detected.
This is weird. It looks super weird. Alright, gear vouchers. You use this to redeem your voucher.
Gear voucher redeemed.
Link's leg gear schematic unlocked. And the Link's arm gear schematic unlocked. And, Cobalt control rod. DLC content. Okay. I'll do my best not to use it. Don't worry. So, I'm going to shift my sitting position in a bit because it's bad for my leg. This is probably going to fuck up my audio, but, you know, sometimes you make do with what you got. With what you got, really. Put my timer over here so you keep looking at it. Alright, so, this is your schematics board. This is how you make your equipment. So we can make these things, except we can't because we don't have the tech scrap for it, nor do we have a force regulator Mark 1 or a pneumatic helix Mark 1. If we go to our upgrades, you can upgrade shit that you already have. Luckily, we actually already have a piece of arm gear and a piece of leg gear. We have our 2 weapons. This one's DLC. I'm going to try my best not to use it, even though that's my preferred weapon type. So let me show it off. This is a staff type weapon. Staves are my preferred weapon in this game. They have these really big swings. It feels really good. But I'm going to not use it for the sake of video game. We're going to put arm gear and leg gear on us. So we have one half of our body has some gear on it. So let's move on forward. We can talk to...
Come back anytime.
I won't. So this game is very much like Souls in every way, right? It's very slow. It's very methodical. You gotta really take your time with the game. They were just explaining that little tutorial box, also an item right here. That little tutorial box, Vital Boost, version 1, very good. So, they were just explaining that little tutorial box that you can attack a body part, you can attack enemies for a while, right? And after a certain time, if you hold down square, you can perform an execution that will chop off a body part. Now, if that body part is armored, you will more than likely get that piece of either the schematic or the materials for that thing. So let's hit this guy's arm that has the weapon on him. It's unarmored. Then we execute it. And because of that, he actually drops the schematic for that weapon. Or rather, not even the schematic, the weapon itself, my bad. So we now have access to that weapon. Not a weapon that I'm particularly a fan of either, but I will show it off at some point. Once again, we'll take care of this guy. So here's my basic strategy for cutting off body parts, by the by. I will attack unarmored parts for a bit. And then I will go to a armored part, slap it around a little bit, and then execute that armored part. Okay, here we go. Sometimes you get like these weird slowdowns if you want. So I broke a piece of his arm. We already have the schematic for this specific armor's arm part. What you do there is that's how you get the upgrade materials for like the arm pieces specifically. That's the force regulator. Also, you're supposed to go over to this and overcharge that. Then number 10 is what your core level is supposed to be to get it. Oh, some tech scrap. In here, we go right here, and there's nothing here. Oh, that enemy is usually not over there. He's usually right over in this corner. So, let's take these guys out. We already have one piece of broken Link's arm gear. We should try to get a piece of leg gear for the sake of upgrading our leg gear. Sometimes the game does that, and I don't know how to explain that. Where if you are not specifically targeting a body part, the game will give you a specific, like a weird specific execution that is that's like non-specific to any body part, and you won't get any cut off pieces from it. I'm gonna cut the head off. You won't get any cut off pieces from it, but that's the head. And with that, we get the headgear, which gives us the schematic for the headgear. It's very easy to grind up pieces for armor in this case. Now, if you go up here, you'll see that you need an 11 in your core power to overcharge this. I'm going to be real, I don't quite know what this does. A lot of these in the game, I don't know what they do. My guess is that opens a specific door. Also, these things. These are exo lifts. You're going to be using them a lot throughout the game. Here is the one and only time the game tells you about the jump. So you can get up here. The jump sucks really bad, so don't ever expect to use it that often, really. Here we go. It has a very Dark Souls 2 jump, except somehow they made it worse. This guy is fully armored. This guy is not, so I'm going to go for him first. I'm just hoping I don't get blindsided by the other guy. And he's not even coming at me right now. Rip off his arm, and we'll go ahead and continue our business. I guess he's just not going to come for me. Ah, see? You can break body parts to get equipment, is what it's telling you. Now, also, when you're hitting unarmored body parts, they can easily retaliate because they don't stun as hard if you're hitting unarmored body parts. If you're hitting armored body parts. So, usually what you want to do for combat is you want to attack unarmored body parts for the damage and the stun. If you want pieces for armor, you attack the armored body parts. And like that, we got the gear schematic for the chest. In here, I think that's what that opened up, by the way. We will get this item, which is a sustaining array and an audio log. While that's going, I'm going to explain the weapon proficiency that just happened to me. As you can see on the bottom right of the screen, there's a weapon, this little bar. That is your weapon proficiency. What it does, I don't really know. It just sort of scales the damage up of your weapons. Here's this thing, we can't do it till we're level 55. Don't worry about it. Matter of fact, let me take this time now, and I'm going to equip this weapon to show this off. This is a single-rigged kind of weapon. I'm not personally a fan of it, but somebody out there is. It winds up really heavy, and that's why I don't like it. It has very heavy wind-ups, but it's got pretty decent damage potential. And we're going to use this to rip his arm off. He was completely armored as well. When you break off, once you have the schematic for a weapon specifically, like if you cut off the arm that has a weapon on it, you cut off that arm. If you already have the schematic, you will instead get tungsten ore, which allows you to upgrade weapons. Alright, so yeah, fighting armored dudes is a much slower process. I do want to get a bunch of these, a bunch of tungsten. So, in general, while you're going out throughout the game, you're going to be fighting almost everything you find. Also, we got another, I think that's also a single rig. No, it's a one-handed weapon, just like our starting weapon. I'm going to be throwing around, I'm going to be using weapons very often, but very sporadically. Because I have my preferred weapons out there. And of course I don't have them yet. I mean, technically I do have one. But, you know, we're not going to use it. No real point in executing that dude. Oh. The plasmatic regenerator. Nice implant. We're going to keep fighting dudes in this room because I want to get into another really good game mechanic that this thing borrows from Souls. We're going to just real quick fight this guy. So yeah, this is a single hand weapon, much like our starting weapon. So if you're looking for an immediately quick upgrade to your weapons, cut off the arm of the dude that has this chainsaw. That's going to be the easiest way you can find a brand new immediate upgrade to a weapon that you will be familiar with at start. Next up, we're going to want to kill this dude right here. Go for his left leg, or his right leg, I guess. Or his head. Yeah, let's go for his head. But I want to cut off the chest. Ow. Okay, that was weird. Also, I didn't get the right execution. We're going to overcharge this circuit right here. And I forgot to keep holding down the button. You're supposed to hold down the button. Yeah, it says here, advanced combat, initiating a finishing sequence does not guarantee the cut will be successful. This is true. More often than not it is, so don't worry about it. Too bad. This guy's chest is what's acceptable to hit here. I do want to go for the arm, though. There's a lot of holding down square in this game. It's something you're going to want to get used to. And of course, I fucked it up once again. I got the non-specific cut. So, I think aiming for the chest specifically has always been tough for me. There's a different control scheme that you can throw in the game that changes the way you target body parts. I just personally don't like that control scheme. I prefer the stickies. And once again, I fucked it up. The stickies is what you start with, which is you hit the direction and it'll stay on that target until you decide to not target that thing anymore. All right, now that we've opened this door, we got to do two more things in this room. So if we go over here, we can open this door from behind. This door does absolutely nothing for you except cause issues, but I like opening it anyway. This is toxic shit. If you step in it, you will get hurt. Next up, I want to go in here, I think. No, there is nothing in here. You're going to be doing a lot of exploring throughout this game, so get ready for that. Sure to dodge through that. Grab this. A reinforced pipe. God bless the queen. I didn't have to show off the other weapon because this is how we show off stabs in this game. The reinforced pipe. I will be using almost exclusively stabs with certain exceptions throughout the game. So here, get used to seeing these combat animations. This is technically my third file in the game already. I think you might have seen that when I pressed start in the first episode, but you know. Now if we kill these dudes off, we can see we end up in this area. And here's what I mean by borrowing things from Souls. Look at this, we're in the opening area again. This game is all about shortcuts. Just like in Dark Souls 1, the level design is very layered on top of each other. Everything is like a very fine cake. Everything is shortcuts. It is very important that you pay attention to shortcuts. Now I also want to, real quick, is there anything over here? There is a small pile of tech scrap. I'm going to get into that in a little bit. Right over this way, you can open this. So this opening area is very big with its shortcuts.
I can't believe they just fired Dr. Shepard.
This little spot right here, it opens up also to the opening area, but I always skip it over because I find it a very unnecessary shortcut. Before we go back into the med bay, actually, I want to run over here
We've got to keep working.
and grab this Exo-Lift up
Give up, but she's not one of them.
and grab this that's right here. You'll find me jumping a lot as my dodge button. You'll find me doing it a lot for movement. It's very much like when you play a 3D Zelda and you dodge roll everything. Oh, I actually kind of like this skin. It's starting to grow on me already, the skin that I'm wearing. This PS4 DLC skin or whatever.
Shouldn't you be at your designated work
Every
site?
fucking time you walk into the med bay, the goddamn robot has some snarky shit to say, or the song will play immediately. You better get used to that fucking song, or else you're gonna hate this game. Now, put this on. This raises your health. And we could put another thing in. Slows energy decay, injectable that restores health over 30 seconds. I don't want that. And next, I'm gonna increase my core power a little bit, get myself to 15. And with that, we have another spot. We can not put that injectable on because I don't like carrying more than one kind of injectable at a time. We're going to bank all this tech scrap so that we don't have fear of losing it. But we can go to the gear assembly now, and we can actually still not make this armor. It kind of sucks. I do want to get the chest and headpiece. I'll probably grind that off screen for the 3rd episode. Now, I actually want to go back here to the start of the area. Take care of these dudes again. This reinforced pipe does real good damage. We're going to go right over here, which is an area I stayed away from. Because, of course I would, when the sign says, stay away with the skull and bones. So, you know. Good tip. We're going to go down here. We're going to find a couple more drones. These drones are more dangerous than the drones you've already fought. You guys see some of them have ranged attacks now. They'll be shooting lasers at us. And that is an EMP wave. That'll empty out your stamina and your energy bar. If you get hit with it, it is not as big of a threat as you might think it is. This guy's shooting lasers. It is probably a good idea to avoid it, but whatever. So as you saw, my energy bar was full. Oh, I didn't even talk about the energy bar. As you build up attacks in this game, your energy bar will fill up. The energy bar is how you are able to perform your finishing attacks. It's how you're able to do a bunch of things in the game. This game rewards you for playing aggressively. In that way, it's very much like Bloodborne. It's also very much like Bloodborne in a way where every piece of combat is very much a one-on-one duel. Don't think you can fight multiple enemies at once. You will get yourself killed. It's not worth it. You want to focus on dueling in this game. So that's why I call this game a weird mesh of different Souls-like ideas. Between Dark Souls 1's shortcut-centric map design, Bloodborne's very duel-heavy combat, and Dark Souls 2 feeling like I'm playing through a dumpster and swimming in it gameplay. Yeah, I'm going to tell you one thing. This game does not feel great. It doesn't feel amazing. I'm gonna keep it a buck with the boys on that. It does not feel as good as I feel like it should feel. Now, I'm already running out of time, goddammit. It doesn't feel like I am, but I am. Having a weird time limit on all these episodes is gonna be rough. But, that being said, this has been JP, and please, don't die until the next video comes out. I'm gonna grind for the armor off screen, okay?